your MPBL Friday triple hitter, beginning with Rene Pacquiao, fresh off of a 24-point performance against Rizal, going up against the all-star for the Bacoor City Strikers, Mark Montuano, who had 10 points and 7 rebounds in their previous outing. Imus versus Bacoor in the first game. Jensen versus Manila in the second game. And then at 9 p.m., the Nueva Ecija Vanguards will look to complete their undefeated season against the Batangas City Embassy Chill, who on the other end are looking to reclaim that #1 seed in the South Division. Thank you so much for joining us. Nick Thomas at your service alongside Javi Palanya. Javi, these two teams are in the bottom part of the South Division playoff picture, but one thing that we have to mention to everyone, Imus still has the chance to grab that #7 seed over Bacoor.
Yeah, that's right. So very important pa rin yung game na to for both teams. They need to get the victory here. Itong Imus, they need to strengthen their hold of that #8 position and maybe even get the top #7 spot as you mentioned. Itong Bacoor naman, they want to strengthen their hold and go into the playoffs with a win after losing their last game.
We're going to break that down even more later on in our team standings. But at this point, we would like to say hi to our courtside reporter na si Sam Coloso. Sam, good afternoon to you.
Migs and Javi, it's such an exciting day to be here today dahil nga today is the Battle of the Caviteños at may isa na namang team na taga Cavite na muntik na namang hindi nakarating ngayon at malalaman natin yan later in my report.
Oh, very interesting. Abangan po natin yan mula kay Sam Coloso. Right now, we're gonna have to break down our playoff bracket dahil magsisimula na po ang ating playoffs coming on October 15.
Top 8 teams from both divisions will be advancing to our postseason. The top 4 teams from each division will hold home court advantage at least for the first round of our playoffs. The first 3 rounds hanggang division finals will be a best-of-3 affair. Pagpasok natin ng national finals, that will be a best-of-5 series with the first 2 games going to the higher seed in that series.
The mention ni Sam today is the battle between the Caviteños, but we're going all over the country this coming playoffs. Let's take a look at our South Division playoff picture. Ating top 8 seeds. Zamboanga, Batangas, Jensen, Bacolod, and Sarangani ang ating top 5. That means we're gonna fly and fly this coming first round of the playoffs. Right now, let's focus on Bacoor and Imus.
Bacoor, with a win today, they will strengthen their hold of that #7 spot. Imus, if they win naman today, sila naman ang pwedeng pumasok dyan sa #7 seed. So, very important games for both teams because you don't want to face Zamboanga in the first round. Pero kahit sino naman, 7 and 8 doesn't matter, Zamboanga or Batangas, it will be a tough test in the first round. So, both of these teams going into the playoffs, they just want to go in there with a victory in their last game of the campaign.
If Bacoor wins tonight, they are #7. If Bacoor loses, or make that, if Imus loses, they actually have a chance to give Muntinlupa that #8 seed in the South Division. Pag-usapan natin ang previous game ng Imus Bandera. It was actually a big-time win against one of the best teams in the South, itong Rizal Golden Coolers.
Surprisingly enough for everybody, Rizal was just limited to 31.2% from the field in that game. Usually a very good offensive team, while the Imus City Bandera went off and shot 53.7%, 36 makes compared to 24 for Rizal, and they also dominated the boards, 14 offensive rebounds that led to 23 second chance points. And Rizal, they usually have a very reliable second and third units, but were only held to 32 points there and dominated the paint. Itong Imus City Bandera, 50 points in that shaded area.
The biggest lead of Imus was 33 in that ball game, and they were led by none other than their playing team manager, Rene Pacquiao, who we mentioned had 24 points and 9 rebounds.
He's been playing well in the past few games para dito sa Imus City Bandera, has had a hand in their most recent victories, and in their last one, 24 points, very efficient from the field, only 2 misses to go with 9 rebounds, 4 assists, almost a double-double para dito kay Rene Pacquiao, peaking at the right moment para sa Imus City Bandera.
Seems like that mid-season rebuild is very much worth it for Imus. Now let's talk about their co-Caviteños, ang ating Bacoor City Strikers. We talked about just how deep this team is lineup-wise in this season. Very disappointing loss again in their previous outing against Pasig.
Another heartbreaker here for Bacoor. They've seen so many games go this kind of way, and it was that way against Pasig City where it also went into overtime, 82-78. They won against the Caloocan Excellence in overtime as well, pero dito talo sila. They let Pasig shoot 44.6 from the field and let the Pasig City guys color 49 rebounds, 13 of them on the offensive glass. They also dominated the paint, while Bacoor, although they did have 35 bench points, just wasn't enough to pull them through that extra period.
They actually had a chance to win it before overtime. Unfortunately, this guy who was waxing hot, had cramps at the last play, wasn't able to become a part of that fight to try to make that game-winning basket. But Paulo Castro, nevertheless, had 24 big points.
Well, with Dave Moralde out today, expect Paulo Castro to have even more floor burn. 24 points in their last game, only averaging 5.2 points per game this season. He has been struggling to find his rhythm because of the rotation nito ni Coach Willie General and Coach Aldrin Morante. It has really been up and down for this squad, even with other players like Jan Hamon. So let's see in this game kung sino ang puputok para sa Bacoor City Strikers.
Always interesting how that rotation is going to be like for Bacoor in each game that we cover. Now let's turn you over to our arena announcer, Ken Pangilinan, for the starting lineups.
Magandang hapon mga kaliga! Welcome to the Nueva Ecija Coliseum in Palayan City for the OK Bet Manny Pacquiao's MPBL 4th season, presented by Xtreme. It's the Battle of Cavite in our opening game featuring Imus and Bacoor. Time to meet the starting lineups, beginning with Imus City Xtreme. Starting at shooting guard, number 7, Dil Roncal. At point guard, number 12, Monbert Arong. At center, number 67, playing team manager, Rene Pacquiao. At power forward, number 27, Christian Garcia. At small forward, the recent MPBL All-Star Slam Dunk champion, number 2, Garex Puerto. Imus City is led by Reniel Coach Cao Cabrera, assistant coaches Pong Bigontes and Cesar Polhed, team owner Ruby Navarro. And now the starters for the Bacoor City Strikers. Starting at point guard number 18, Ian Melencio. Shooting guard number 21, RJ Ramirez. At center number 6, Lester Reyes. Small forward number 55, Chan Hamon. And at power forward number 10, Mark Montuano. Their head coach is Willie Generalao. Assistant coaches Aldrin Durante, Marlo Corpin, Allen Patrimonio, June Prodigalidad, Peter Segundo, and a skyscraper Marlo Aquino. Team manager and owner is Mr. Dennis Abelia. Assistant manager.
Welcome to the Battle of Cavite. Starting for Imus are Monbert Arong, Alin Roncal, Rene Pacquiao, the Slam Dunk champion, Garex Puerto, and Chris Garcia. And as for Bacoor, Ian Melencio going up against his former team, RJ Ramirez, Lester Reyes, Mark Montuano, and Jan Hamon. Thank you so much for joining us, folks. This is Mix Gomez at your service alongside Javi Palanya and Sam Coloso as we come to you live all the way from the Nueva Ecija Coliseum in Palayan City. Now, this is actually one of the underrated matchups that we have here in the MPBL. Sort of a rivalry going on because we all know how near these two teams are from each other in terms of location. If you think about it, Ian Melencio qualifies as a homegrown for both Imus and Bacoor. Now, as we begin this game, Javi, where should we see more sense of urgency in this game, Bacoor or Imus?
Well, definitely it's going to be on the side of the Imus City Bandera because a loss here, sabi nga natin in our pregame, could give a chance to the Muntinlupa Cagers to barge in dun sa ating postseason. So definitely Imus will have to have a good game here against Bacoor. They shouldn't let the Strikers and they shouldn't engage the Strikers in a close game because knowing Bacoor, they've gone through so many close games this season. Ayaw na nila na mahulog dun sa ganong klaseng hole in this game, especially against their rivals in Cavite.
Now remember, if Bacoor wins this, they will secure that number 7 spot in the South Division. If they lose and Imus continues to win here to finish out the season, Imus will move up to number 7, but Lester Reyes, Jan Hamon and company, they have a different idea.
Exactly, but yun na nga, makes so much at stake for both squads in this game, but more so para dito sa Imus City Bandera.
Alin Roncal being matched up against Jan Hamon. Here's Rene Pacquiao. We mentioned he had 24 points and 9 rebounds in their previous outing. Garcia, that's deflected. Good blocking here by Bacoor at the start of this game.
Two ill-advised outside shots on the side of Imus City Bandera.
Ramirez onto Montuano against Garcia. There's the All-Star with a fake. He will proceed to the line.
I think Mark Montuano will look to be aggressive, not just at the start of this game, but throughout this whole match. We saw him get his share of the pie during that game against Pasig City in the first half, but he disappeared in that second half. That was also a factor in why they were not able to end up with a victory in that game against Pasig City.
So that replay, the 3-point shot mula kay Lester Reyes. Third game back from an injury, a leg injury that he suffered just weeks ago. It happened in the Henares Center in Pasig. It was actually a calf injury, as I should say. Mark Montuano at the line, 10 points and 7 rebounds in their previous game, fresh off of his All-Star appearance last Sunday.
That was all in the first half.
Big time loss for Bacoor. They were missing his contribution in the second half. That included overtime. Now a foul against Montuano.
Oh, Christian Garcia almost walked on that play, but Mark Montuano could not resist going for that swipe.
Garcia will proceed to the line. Folks, again, this is not the home game yet. Andyan lang muli ang ating Bacoor City Strikers supporters. They're always there, pinapadala mula sa Cavite. You can argue some of them might be cheering for Imus deep inside. As this free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. I actually asked one of them earlier today if they're getting paid to do this. And no, this is purely voluntary. Just out of love para sa kanilang Bacoor City Strikers. They have to love their dedication. Pinapadala all the way to our venues today in Nueva Ecija. Jan Hamon will fire. No good. Rebound, Monbert Arong.
There's some games in this season where Jan Hamon parang diesel yan. Kailangan mo talaga painitin muna. He has to get his feet under him before he's able to hit those shots.
You mentioned a couple of games back, he exploded and became the best player for Bacoor. Pacquiao. Oh, what a move. Up and under. Second try. That's a block by Lester Reyes. Ball will remain with Imus.
Not quite sure if he was going for a Kobe on that play, trying to bounce it off the glass to himself. Look at that bump there. Akala ko doon sa kabilang side ng board niya pinapatama eh.
That would have been good if he was able to execute it properly. Pacquiao trying to post up against Lester Reyes. That's a great matchup right there. Pacquiao. No good. Second try. Finally makes it.
Ito yung mga sinasabi natin mga veterano. They're turning on the Jets in the last part of our regular season. And Imus has really benefited from the great performance of Pacquiao in their past few games.
Remember, dual po ang kanyang role para sa Imus Bandera, a player and a manager, si Rene Pacquiao. Ramirez on the catch. Fadeaway shot is good.
That's also one guy they sorely missed in that game against Pasig City. Could have been one of the guys to help them close out that game against Pasig.
He was feeling under the weather day before the All-Star day. He still competed in the slam dunk contest, was not able to finish it, and he missed out on the previous outing, as you mentioned, but he is 100% today. And speaking of being 100%, Rene Pacquiao, again, looking good.
Well, he knows that Lester Reyes is still a bit rusty coming from that absence due to an injury, and he's taking the fight to him, being very aggressive. Binabangga niya at that time, getting the opportunity in the post. There's that fadeaway by RJ Ramirez. Maybe that can get him going after missing that last game against Pasig City.
Remember, when we were in Jensen, it was RJ Ramirez turning out to be the hero for Bacoor. They almost won it against the Warriors. Pacquiao naman, trying to be the hero at the start of this match. He has 5 points. 4 points away from surpassing his season average of 8.5. 8-6. Lester Reyes. They go to Montuano. Trying to pound his way through. No good. Beautiful tap by Alin Roncal. Here's Monbert. Tracked down by Ian Melencio. Melencio against his former team. In and out. Takbo tayo sa kabila. Here comes the slam dunk champion, Garek Experto, going to Pacquiao for 2.
John Hamon not getting the charge there. Good pass by Puerto. 3-on-1 break. Finished beautifully for Imus.
Montuano back to Ramirez at the corner. That's too strong. Rebound belongs to Garcia. Here comes Monbert Arong. His turn to post up. Double team onto Pacquiao now. Christian Garcia. He has that shot, but it's short. 8-all is the score now. Almost halfway through the first frame. Ramirez. Pull up. No good. The other end we go. Arong on the chase. He will lose space. And he gave it up to Melencio. Inside. Reyes is fouled.
Smart move there by Lester Reyes. Jumping into the body of Rene Pacquiao to draw that foul. Had the option to go up with the left hand on that left side of the basket. But he did get a personal against Rene Pacquiao. And we all know how valuable Pacquiao is. So if he gets into foul trouble, that definitely will spell doom para sa Imus City Bandera.
Pasok dito, Jacob Galicia, AJ Coronel, and Rev Diputado. The other end, Mark Pangilinan and JR Galit coming in for Bacoor.
I do remember in one of the first times that I covered AJ Coronel that he was a counselor. I'm not sure if that is still true to this day, if he still holds that position. I'm just not quite sure which place.
Maybe Sam can ask him later on whether or not AJ is still a counselor. That could be relevant today, especially going up against Bacoor. If he is a counselor for the whole of Cavite, then in a way, is he a boss of these Bacoor City Strikers?
Pero alam ko hindi Cavite.
Hindi. Malayo naman pala.
Oh.
Okay.
Some province, I just forget.
Gulat ka, Nueva Ecija pala eh. Welcome home. 9-8 is the score. Galicia on to Coronel. They go to Monbert Arong. Turn around. Too strong. Rebounding story, 9-5 in favor of Imus. Here's Lester Reyes. They go to Melencio. Pinapalabas si Mark Pangilinan. Good defense by AJ Coronel. Melencio still has it. 7 on the shot clock. He will fire. And he scores.
Also, one guy they really missed in that game against Pasig City. Remember, Migs, we always talk about this. No matter how talented the team is, when you don't have a closer on your squad to finish close games like that, one you can give the ball to and just get out of the way, mahihirapan ka talaga. And Ian Melencio is that guy para sa Bacoor City Strikers, or at least one of them.
Remember, in that game versus Jensen, he was that point guard who almost did not rest in the second half, manufacturing that comeback. He was playing alongside Mark Montuano, RJ Ramirez, Mark Pangilinan, and King Destacamento. Miss mula kay Montuano, tapped away in favor of Bacoor.
It's good hustle right there by Mark Montuano. You love to see your big man chasing after those 50-50 balls.
Tawag dito ng timeout si Coach Willie Generalao. Bacoor has a 3-point lead, 11-8, with 4 minutes and 3 seconds remaining in the first frame. Again, this is the battle between two teams from Cavite. We'll return after the short break.
Jeep na hindi pang pasahero kundi jeep na pan-deliver ng products daw ang nag-save sa Bacoor City Strikers. Sabi ni Coach Willie, di daw nagkasya sa tulay yung bus nila. If they would continue with the bus, they wouldn't have made it on time. Kaya buti na lang na para ni Coach ang jeep. May video pa nga ang ibang players riding on the roof of the jeep. For the Strikers, they take this as a memorable experience. They're still coming in with good vibes. Kahit wala si Dave Moralde because of a hamstring injury, si Edsel Mag-isa because of his swelling arm, at si Eric Acuña because of a prior commitment. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Sam. Now, despite those losses of Bacoor, they actually came in this venue with smiles, and obviously that explains it. A beautiful experience for them. And I would like to commend the whole production team of the MPBL as Rene Pacquiao scores inside. That was the very first courtside report that had visual aid. Congratulations as well to Sam for pulling that one off. Yeah, they did tell us that the bus was too high, no? Masyadong mataas yung bus nila. And may vertical limit yung bridge dito sa Palayan City as Mark Pangilinan makes this three-point shot. And mind you, folks, that jeep that they rode, nag-iisa lang yun. All of these players of Bacoor, as long and lengthy as they are, nagkasya sila doon. And they actually called it a two-floor jeep to their delight. So, beautiful story for them, but they're going to want to get this win. Unfortunately, they give up another basket for Imus.
See that here. Good pass by Rene Pacquiao. One guy that has proven to be very effective passing off of the post. But this guy, Mark Pangilinan, he's had his struggles all season long from the three-point line. Finally getting one to go after going 0 out of 2 in that last game against Pasig City.
To your point, Pangilinan, at the start of this season, hanggang kalahati ng season natin, he was number 1 and number 2 respectively in the three-point shooting categories, makes and three-point percentage, dueling with Jolo Mendoza. Now he's out of the top 10, but he will keep on shooting, that's for sure. Just made the second three-pointer of Bacoor in this game. JR Galit spinning his way, that's short. Rebound Galicia.
That's the first time I've seen JR Galit force a shot off, at least in the last few games. He's usually been very good at picking his spots, always open when he takes them. But Jacob Galicia getting that turnaround to go. Beautiful shot as well.
15-4 is the score. Imus with the lead, 2.5 minutes remaining in the first frame. Bacoor looking to secure that number 7 seed in the South. Montuano puts it in.
As long as Rene Pacquiao is out of that paint, Mark Montuano looks to attack, and that's just an intelligent move on his part.
The other end, AJ Coronel. They go to Pacquiao, looking for Red Diputado with 10 on the shot clock. Two-man game. Diputado breaks free. Sorry, miss. Beautiful rebound by Ong. He's gonna have to give it up. AJ Coronel, that's too long for him. Out of bounds in favor of Bacoor.
Wide open shot right there by Coronel. Could not even draw iron. Has been very inconsistent with that three-point shot throughout his career. Sometimes it goes in, sometimes it doesn't.
We just saw June Mark Silvares check in, working alongside Jerome Ong, AJ Coronel, Rev Diputado, and Jacob Galicia. Bacoor up by 1. Chad Alonzo. They go to JR Galit. That's his shot. He's made that all season long.
Oh, what a way to make up for that forced attempt earlier. JR Galit continues his stellar play. Let's see if he can pick up from where he left off.
The other end, it's Jacob Galicia answering back for Imus.
Well, this has been a treat so far for Caviteños, I'm sure, as both of these squads have been going back and forth.
Oh, Ian Melencio making that three-point shot. Thought he was fouled. And he's called for a warning. Inside, good block by Chad Alonzo, and he got hit in the face. Chad Alonzo's been getting more minutes here for Bacoor, especially with the loss of Edsel Mag-isa the past couple of games. But remember, against Pasig, he had back-to-back-to-back baskets.
And ito si Chad Alonzo, isa yan sa mga veterano na maaasahan mo in times like these. Siyempre sa start ng season, medyo cruise control pa yung mga veterano na yan. But at this point, especially when the stakes are high, you could always count on guys like Chad Alonzo to deliver the goods for you. Seen so much in his career.
Isa pa yan sa mga sinasabi mo, you don't know what he can give us in the playoffs. Very deadly si Chad Alonzo, who scores right on cue.
I do remember those Adamson teams in the UAAP back in the early 2000s that had Mark Abadia, Patrick Cabahug, Chad Alonzo, among others. What a deadly squad that was, always challenging for the Final Four. Chad Alonzo Look at that move inside the paint. Imagine mo kung makita pa natin yung dating explosiveness at athleticism nito ni Chad Alonso.
Wasn't he a part of Harbor Center as well? The PBL,
He was, that's right.
which was one of the dominant teams, if not the most dominant team in the league.
At least in recent history, at least yung last part ng PBL, sila yung pinaka-dominating squad. I think that was 6-7 championships.
Oh, what a deep team that was. We still continue with the back and forth. Jacob Galicia scoring 2 more points. He's up to 6 now in this game. It's 23-19, 26 seconds before the end of 1. A 9-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Andretti Stevens. Inside they go. Chad Alonso. Bad pass. Still have it. King Destacamento. Pass was too strong and it is a turnover. Coach really telling Destacamento to shoot it with a layup.
He had the length advantage right there. I really did think that he was going to go for that attempt on the left side.
Balik dito si Rene Pacquiao. 9.7 seconds remaining in the first. J. Mark Malyari also inserted in. One of their most explosive guards in this lineup. Turnover. 5 seconds to go. J.R. Galit. Tapped away. It's actually a foul against AJ Coronel.
Malyari, you're right. One of the more explosive players para dito sa Imus City. But as soon as he was bringing down that basketball, exploded like a bomb, not in a good way, turning that ball over and creating an opportunity para dito sa Bacoor City Strikers. J.R. Galit, once again, turning defense into offense.
J.R. Galit, in their previous outing, was 5 out of 9 from the field, scored 11 points. Before that, he was a perfect 9 out of 9. And he got the best player of the game honors for the Bacoor City Strikers. Free throw is good, 24-19, 1 second remaining here. Malyari will fire, that's too strong, almost destroyed the shot clock. But that will end the first frame here in Nueva Ecija. We mentioned a 5-point lead for Bacoor.
Both teams shooting at a relatively high clip. Itong Bacoor 50% after the end of the first. Imus at 40%. Rene Pacquiao off to a very good start. 9 points in the first 10 minutes, really attacking the defense in the post area, giving dimes to his teammates. But Ian Melencio leading Bacoor City, making up for lost time in that game against Pasig City with 5 points already to his name.
How about Chad Alonso also continuing his stellar play here? Yeah, impressing us, especially with the loss of Edsel Magisa. 24-19 after 1. Talk about the numbers between these two Cavite teams.
Well, the most glaring stat here I see is on the side of Imus City Bandera. 40.9 bench points compared to just 36.9 para dito sa Bacoor City Strikers, which to me is a very big surprise because Bacoor is supposedly the more deeper team. But the Strikers do have a tendency to go top-heavy in a lot of their games. Coach Willie Generalao usually relying on his starters to deliver the goods for them. Especially dun sa mga close games nila, no? Minsan, yung 5 na i-fill in niya during the start of the second half, 2-3 of those players hindi na yun ilalabas eh.
Yeah, tuloy-tuloy na. And to your point as well, regardless of how deep this team is, as we take a look at our first quarter field goal shooting lamang ang Bacoor in that department, depende talaga kung sinong puputok kada laro nila. That's where they go to at the end game. Pacquiao, no good. Destacamento with the board. Destacamento has had some great moments in this season. And he was also a part of that slam dunk contest. Oh, Mark Pangilinan with the second three-point shot of this ball game.
Siguro after ng laro na to, kung manalo ang Bacoor and Mark keeps shooting that way, I think they will continue riding a jeep going to games.
That could be a good practice for them, good tradition. And remember, they're going to need Mark Pangilinan to catch fire once more. Here he comes. That time, it's too strong because for sure, Javi, he's going to be very important in the playoffs.
Oh yeah, I mean, you always need someone to open up the lanes for you, and that guy is going to be an outside shooter. Mark Pangilinan is a sniper para dito sa Bacoor City Strikers.
Oh, Andretti Stevens, that's a walk.
Now, Dretti getting early minutes here in this game due to the absence of Eric Acuña. He will have to step up to fill in the shoes left by Eric Acuña. But we all know that Dretti is very capable of that. Kaya lang minsan, syempre, being on the bench for quite some time, not seeing action sa mga games, nakakapanibago yan. But an experienced player like Stevens will definitely step up to the plate. Expect him to do that in this game.
He's going to have to fill up, or those players are going to have to fill up the 11 points and 14 big assists of Eric Acuña in their previous outing. Here's Andretti Stevens. He will fire. In and out. Chance for Imus. They're down by 8. Malyari. They go to Monbert Arong. Foul from behind. It's basket and 1.
Great setup right there by J. Mark Malyari. The foresight, seeing Monbert Arong going downstream on that left side of the basketball. And the great timing also by Arong getting that shot off despite two defenders before they could block that shot, kissing it off the glass.
Arong proceeds to the line. You've given comparisons to Mark Nonoy when it comes to Monbert Arong. Of course, that's a very interesting comparison. We've seen some shades, but remember, he's coming off of an injury. Tagal din nating na-miss yan si Monbert Arong dito sa MPBL.
And I believe makes this season para sa kanya serves as a sort of a transitionary period of adjustment for him. You remember the way, the only thing I can remember recently, remember the way Junmar Fajardo played a conference after getting injured and he was still somehow finding his bearings, and then yung next conference, dominante ulit siya. I think that's the way we could see Monbert Arong next season. Puputok yan for sure.
Might be a matter of time for Monbert Arong, who gives this ball up. Garcia on the spin. Wow, that's a tough takedown mula kay Chad Alonzo. And he apologizes to Christian Garcia. But he was going for the ball, if you look at it.
Maganda lang talaga yung spin move nito ni Chris Garcia.
And because of that, Chad Alonzo got caught at the arm of Garcia. This free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. I want to ask you this. Imus, we all know na nagkaroon sila ng mid-season rebuild, no? Bago yung core nila. But how dangerous is this team going to be, hypothetically, if they do finish as the number 8 seed in the South Division coming into the playoffs?
Well, with the experiences that they've had this season as a team, syempre pagpasok mo ng playoffs, you'll want to prove something. So a team like that with a chip on their shoulders, never a good matchup, especially in the first round kasi yan yung makakasilat ka eh. And that's why the teams at the top should avoid complacency. At di sila talaga pwede magkumpiyansa because we've talked about this. Pagpasok mo ng playoffs, yung seeding na yan, doesn't really matter much except for the home court advantage. Eh.
Right. We've seen a lot of 8 seeds almost upsetting, or 1 8 seed almost upsetting a 1 seed here in the MPBL, and before a 7 seed defeating a 2nd seed. So let's see what's gonna happen. Baseline inbound dito as take a look at this replay. Rocky Isidre, first 3-point attempt and his first 3-point make here in Nueva Ecija.
I've always believed Rocky Isidre to be more than the minutes that he has been given in this campaign. Look at the 3-point field goal story on your screens. Wala pang make from downtown itong Imus, while Bacoor already has 5.
30-23, Isidre again on the handoff. He's gonna get it back. Asidre will fire. Oh, that time around, it's short.
A little bit too eager to follow that made shot on the previous possession, but you'd love to see him taking those kinds of shots.
Let's turn you over to Sam Coloso. Sam, go ahead.
Mix and Javi, balik-aral nga daw ang mga Imus Bandera sa sistema ni Coach Reniel dahil binigyan niya daw ang players ng homework, which is to scout the games of the team they're about to face. 20 minutes before the game, dalawang Manila paper at isang TV ang bit-bit nila dito to review what they have to execute in today's game. Facing their co-Caviteño, sabi ni Coach, it's a good test to know where they are and what they can do as a team. In the end of the huddle, Coach asked his players kung sino nga ba sila at sagot nila ay Imus, which can also be spelled I'm us. Back to you guys.
Wow. I've never thought about it that way. Ganda nun, ah. Yeah, that's a beautiful report by Sam. Let me ask you this. Have you ever done that in your life? Yung pinagawa kayo ng homework na you have to show up in your game or in practice na may dala kayong notes, kanya-kanya.
That never happened to me in my short basketball career. But that's a good ploy by Coach Ren Cabrera that gives responsibility and also accountability to your players because hindi na lang sila mere players na lang eh. They're students of the game. So they try to study yung mga opponents nila and that gives them more investment into who they're gonna be facing.
Then Pacquiao scores inside. Gusto ko rin yung Manila paper yung ginamit nila eh. Hindi sila electronic.
Wala daw kasi projector dito eh.
Keep it simple, keep it old school. As long as it's effective, that's gonna work. Right now, Imus is down by 5. Chad Alonzo, his turn to attack. Denied, and he kicks it out. Rocky, mid-range, that's good.
You see the fire in his eyes. He wants to make up for lost time. Ito si Rocky Asidre, only averaging 3 points per game this season in almost 10 minutes. Already has 5 to his name. Look at that. One dribble pull-up by Rocky Asidre, extending this lead back to 7, 32-25 as we head into this timeout.
The last 2 games of the Imus Bandera will be the Zamboanga Family's Brand Sardines, who are currently number 1 in the South Division. That might be a preview of the first round matchup in the South Division playoffs, 1 versus 8. And then they have Muntinlupa, who's actually trying to snatch that 8th seed from behind in the South against them.
Whenever you have Zamboanga next up on your schedule, you want to take care of business dito sa game na to because you want that confidence going against the top team or one of the top teams in the Southern Division in a possible playoff matchup in the first round. So you want to be giving it your all in this game and in that game.
So, if Imus does lose this game and they lose against Zamboanga, that matchup versus Muntinlupa is going to be very important. It will determine the number 8 seed in the South Division playoffs. Pacquiao will fire. No good. Rebound Miranda. Remember, Kenmark Miranda had a good start in the previous outing versus Pasig City. He actually was a part of the starting lineup. 32-25. 5 minutes and 19 in the second. Here's Andretti. Stevens. That was a good screen by Lanther Cannon. The other end, Diputado will get the foul.
Smart move by Diputado. Defense of Bacoor was still not set. Pushed the ball up court and took advantage of that as Asidre was going down. But here's the beautiful screen by Lander Cannon, sealing his defender as well as Stevens's to get that lane open para dito kay Dreti. First 2 points of the game.
Those screens like that are so underrated. So you saw how he opened up the lane for Andretti Stevens. We've seen something like that yesterday between VJ Serios and King Destacamento or make that Floyd Dedicatoria. 34-26, halfway done in the second. Miranda will fire. No good. What a rebound by Monbert Arong. Here he is on the attack. Beautiful spin, and he gets a two-pointer to go.
As the games go by para dito kay Monbert Arong, he will get more and more comfortable being on the floor. And nakita natin yun dun sa move. That spin inside the lane and that floater.
A la Mark Nonoy, as we can say. Andretti Stevens goes inside, and he answers back. 36-28. Arong again. Down the middle he goes. Pass at the last second. It's intercepted, but the ball will remain with Imus.
That's tough pass in traffic. I would have preferred for Arong to go for that shot.
We bring you this epic move of the game in partnership with OK Bet. Own the win. How about that strong drive of Andretti Stevens?
At tumuro pa yan sa baba. Getting the body right there to the chest of Rene Pacquiao.
Pacquiao on the other end, getting the foul. Now Stevens and Galicia are tangled up. No one letting go. And the text now being given up. Kung nilalamig ang ating mga manlalaro, kailangan ng yakap sa kanilang kalaban in this game. Nothing too drastic. But again, ang tagal nilang magkakapit. That's why a referee had to give out a double deck.
Si Dreddy talaga one of the players who mapagmahal talaga yan si Dreddy.
You know, they couldn't say anything more to referee Jay Castroverde, who definitely had a case for that one. See how long they were tangled up with each other.
Look at that. Referee Jay had his hand held up for quite some time.
Dumating pa yung isa pang referee. Pacquiao at the line. He has been aggressive again for Imus. And can you just imagine the responsibility on the shoulders of Rene Pacquiao playing as their team manager?
That's really tough. I mean, it's one thing to have your mind all over the concerns on the court, pero iisipin mo pa yung mga off-court needs ng mga players mo. That's really tough.
And all the more, he's playing very well. 12 points and 4 rebounds para kay Rene Pacquiao. Lead cut down to 7. Miranda on the drive. They kick it out. 12 on the shot clock. Andretti, what a crossover. Down the middle. Sorry, miss. The other end we go. Monbert Arong. Driving left. Trying to bump his way through. That's a turnover.
Ball slipped away from his hands. That previous offensive by Bacoor, Dreddy should have given it back to Ken Mark Miranda because on the relocation, he was left wide open on that right wing. Let's see what they will do here.
Here's Rocky Asidre, wide open, too strong. Rebound, got Experto. Balik sila kay Monbert Arong, screen, up top, Arong will fire. That is short.
Wala masyadong legs dun sa jumper from straight away galing dito kay Monbert Arong.
Balik
Very
dito.
aggressive.
Balik dito si RJ Ramirez para palitan si Rocky Asidre. Jed Ong coming in for Monbert Arong. Kapatid niya po yung kanina, si Jerome Ong. Sometimes it's very tricky because their numbers are almost the same as well. 8 and 18. 36-29. Mark Montuano. Kick out. Miranda. Oh, that is a charge against Lander Cannon.
Moving pick right there called against Cannon.
I asked Lander Cannon before this game, Lander Cannon, saan ang galing ang pangalan mo? Sagot niya lang sa akin, hindi ko rin alam eh. But he did say that he has Spanish blood, pero malayo na raw yun.
Meron ba siyang membership dun sa grocery?
Tinanong ko nga rin, maganda sanang magandang plano ng mga magulang niya yun eh, no? Here he is, trying to guard Garcia, no good. Ian Melencio. Forward pass. Montuano could not handle it.
Just gonna take the heat there, but that's almost another fast break attack para dito sa Bacoor.
36-29. Jedong on the cross. He kicks it out. Garix Puerto. Short stab is good.
First bucket of the game for our slam dunk champion. He's always had that short to medium range jumper in his arsenal.
And great for him to find a new home after not seeing much minutes with Caloocan. RJ Ramirez. They go to Lander Cannon. Ramirez on the drive. No good. Balik tayo sa Imus. Jed Ong looking ahead. They go to Puerto. Three-pointer. That time it's short. Garcia with the board. Inside. Sorry, miss. Rebound Miranda.
Well, after a lot of back and forth in the first quarter, action has slowed down here for both teams.
Here's Mark Montuano. They go to Ian Melencio. Ian decides to drive. No foul. Pacquiao gets it. Forward pass to Galicia. One guy to beat. Jacob Galicia for two. Eight points para kay Jacob Galicia. And because of that, Coach Willie Generalao signals for time once more. Take a look at the replay. The beautiful feed from their manager. And on to Mr. Galicia, who lays it in. Easy one for him. Imus trimming the lead down to 3 points under 90 seconds here in the second quarter. Commissioner Kenneth Donendes, Head of Security Rudy Distrito, and Head of Basketball Operations Emer Oreta. Kuya Ray Copo as well, one of our utility people here in the MPBL. Always manning the sidelines, making sure that the league is able to continue. Yesterday we were in Bataan, today in Nueva Ecija, tomorrow in Pampanga. On Monday, we'll be back in Muntinlupa, Tuesday in Pampanga, Thursday in Caloocan, and then the MPBL playoffs will begin October 15 in Palayan City, Nueva Ecija. 36-33, RJ Ramirez with the layup.
As long as he starts that move to the ring with a shifty crossover, it's hard to guard him when he goes to the other side because he also is a terrific leaper.
Balik tayo sa Imus, down by 5. 42 seconds on the game clock. 9 on the shot clock. Pacquiao, up and under. What a move.
That's a shot out of a horse contest.
He has been trying those kinds of layups in this game. And he has been very effective. Oh, that's a steal. Jacob Galicia just grabbing it from Mark Montuano. Jed Ong looking for Garix Puerto. Does not give it to him. Instead, he will set things up with 14 on the game clock. Puerto onto Pacquiao. Back at it. Down to 6 seconds. Rene Pacquiao spinning his way, and he gets the foul. Man, this guy is on a roll in this half.
Yeah, and so far he's proving that he too could also play on an all-star level against Bacoor's own all-star, Mark Montuano, who has been struggling after hitting his first basket of this game.
There's another timeout here, this time called by Imus. Pacquiao about to go to the line. He currently has 14 points to his name, almost doubling his season average of 8.5. Remember, Pacquiao is also coming off of a 24-point performance. He was actually in Batangas because he was on duty as a manager. No?
Yeah, that's right.
Kinailangan niya subaybayan sina Leo Nahorda, who was their all-star, and Garix Puerto, who was in the slam dunk competition. He was very happy though to see Garix Puerto win that crown. It was the fourth slam dunk title of Garrix Puerto in his basketball career. The first three came in Cebu when he was playing in the Sasapi League.
A really impressive leaping ability shown by Garrix Puerto. And it's not just the leaping ability, it's the art, the creativity,
The showmanship
the
pa nga eh.
showmanship. Bested a lot of favorites. I really went for Reds Palma in that contest. Garen Elorde picked B-Boy Engyo, but none of those guys came close even to winning the title.
He's actually going up against two people today who went up against him in the dunk contest, in RJ Ramirez and King Destacamento, who actually reached the finals. It was Garrix Puerto, Destacamento, and Archie Concepcion. Here's Mark Pangilinan, who has had a much better second or first half compared to his previous games. Pacquiao making the first one. He's on pace to score 30 points in this matchup. He trims the lead down to 2.
Oh, we did say that he really needs to come up with a stellar game once again in today's match.
Miss on the second one. Miranda looking ahead. 3 seconds to go. They go to Melencio to beat the buzzer. That is short. And Bacoor will hold on to a 2-point lead at the half.
Oh, he did really have good control of the basketball after that pass by Miranda on the right corner. Chance sana para dito sa Bacoor to extend their lead and rest some control to their squad after Imus has been trying to fight back under the leadership of Rene Pacquiao. But Mark Pangilinan off to a good start, a very good sign para sa Strikers, and for him as well, trying to get his confidence and his stroke from the outside going. 2 3-pointers already to his name to lead his team in scoring.
This must mean so big for both Mark Pangilinan and the Bacoor City Strikers for him to get his groove in their final game of the regular season. Now let's turn you over to Sam Coloso.
Mark, jeep nga ang sinakyan nyo papunta dito dahil hindi nga kasya yung bus nyo sa tulay. Pero how important is it to turn a bad experience into a good one? Kwentuhan mo naman kami.
Yun nga, yung bus kanina na sinakyan namin, may harang sa ano kaya hindi makapasok. So ginawa namin, bumaba si coach, naganap ng transportation para makarating dito. Tapos, yun yung naging motivation namin. Siguro, maganda rin lalo ng first half. Hopefully, ma-sustain namin hanggang fourth quarter.
Mark, paano nyo patitibagin yung co-Caviteños nyo sa second half?
Ganyan.
Paano nyo patitibagin yung co-Caviteños nyo sa second half?
Siguro, iraran lang namin yung game plan namin, tapos execution lang. Yun.
Maraming salamat. That was Mark Joseph Pangilinan from the Bacoor City Strikers. Mga kaliga, wag po kayong aalis. Magbabalik ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na!
Ako na lang.
It's a single possession ball game here between the two teams from Cavite, Imus and Bacoor. The Strikers currently have a 2-point lead. The biggest for them was 9 points. But Javi, it has been a battle between outside shooting and points in the paint for this one.
That's right. Both teams with contrasting points of attack in this game. Of course, Rene Pacquiao has been dominating the shaded area para dito sa Imus City Bandera, while the Bacoor City Strikers have been hitting from the outside. Mark Pangilinan leading the attack para sa Black Shirts in this game. Ian Melenso also hitting some buckets and dishing off some dimes. Chad Alonzo, meanwhile, has been doing his share inside the paint para kay Coach Willie Generalao, which has put them in a good position, up by 2 at the half. But sabi mo nga kanina, they were up by as much as 9 points. But the Imus City Bandera have been fighting tooth and nail to get back into this game, because we all know how much important this game is for both squads.
Saw the 3-point shooting, dalawa mula kay Mark Pangilinan, isa mula kay Rocky Asidre, isa mula kay Ian Melenso, at isa mula kay Lester Reyes. And Red Stevens also having his moments. Ating statistics.
40% from the field para dito sa Bacoor, 35 para sa Imus City Bandera. Bacoor was up to 50 in the first quarter, while Imus was also at 40. Kaya lang hindi pa sila nakakakamada dito sa labas. Fast break points, 20-12. Lamang na lamang pa rin dyan ang Bacoor City Strikers. But Imus City Bandera, sabi nga natin kanina, have been dominating that shaded area led by Rene Pacquiao. So let's see if both teams can adjust dun sa mga areas kung saan sila nagkukulang in the second half. Rene Pacquiao, the top scorer in this game with 15.
Jacob Galicia, Monbert Arong, and Chris Garcia following him the other end. See the shooters, Pangilinan, Asidre, and Melencio, and Reddy Stevens. We mentioned a couple of moments, 4 points so far para sa kanya. 38-36 our score as we proceed to the second half of this game. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Mix Gomez at your service alongside Javi Palanya and Sam Coloso. If Bacoor wins this game, they will secure that number 7 spot in the South Division, and they will await either Batangas or Zamboanga, their opponent for the first round. Imus, if they win all of the remaining games, they would actually be the number 7 seed, and Bacoor will drop down to number 8. If Imus will continue to lose, remember, their last 2 games are against Zamboanga and Muntinlupa respectively. If it ends up that they lose this game and Zamboanga, that game versus Muntinlupa will be very crucial. It may be the game to determine who will proceed to our South Division playoffs as the number 8 seeded team. And then, we would like to remind everyone again that later on, the Manila Stars will square off against the Jensen Warriors. And then, in the main game, the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards will look to stay undefeated against the Batangas City Embassy Chill, who are looking to regain that number 1 spot in the South Division, which they lost just last night to the Zamboanga Family's brand Sardines. Imus coming out of the locker room late here. Wonder what happened in that locker room. Warning will be given to them.
Well, for sure, it was a lengthy discussion on the side of Ren Cabrera. He, for sure, emphasized also to his players the importance of this game, hence the late come out from the locker room. So let's see if that discussion in the dugout will translate into something good at the start of our second half para sa mga nakaputi.
Maybe Sam can also get an idea why they were late coming out of that locker room. They did finish the second quarter strong, led by Rene Pacquiao. They're starting the third with Silvares, Garcia, Ong, Arong, and Puerto. Battle inside. Here comes Christian Garcia, being chased by RJ Ramirez. Garcia, he will go to the line.
There's another run out on the break para dito sa Imus City Bandera. We have to correct ourselves. That stat, fast break points, lamang dyan ang Bandera, 9-0. Still no makes on the break para sa Bacoor City Strikers in this game. So as long as Imus keeps on running, they have a chance of snatching the victory away from Bacoor, who has not been able to stop that attack in transition para sa Imus.
Score is 38-36. Garcia missing the first free throw. Very interesting lineup here. I'm not sure if they're the 5 on the court because they're the first 5 players to come out of the locker room. sakto yun no? Pumasok sila. Everyone was looking for the others. As you take a look at that fast break story, 9-0 as mentioned by Javi. Balik tayo, Bacoor. Working with Montuano, Ramirez, Hamon, Reyes, and Melencio. Turnover for the Strikers. The other end we go. Jerome Ong, got Experto, on to Christian Garcia. Here's Monbert Arong. Arong, leaner, no good. Good effort by Garcia. And he's able to save it. Out of time here for Imus. Puerto will fire. Short. Rebound Montuano. Melencio looks like he got hit. He seems to be okay.
Not really the best of shots there para sa Imus City Bandera. That was well challenged by the defense of Bacoor.
Jan Hamon, he will fire. Off to the left, rebound Arong.
Oh, there seems to be an added pep to the step of Monbert Arong in this game.
Right. That comparison to Mark Nonoy coming alive even more. Garcia will miss. Melencio looking ahead. He's matched up against Arong. Two-man game with Mark Montuano. Reusing that pick. Melencio. They go to Mark. Montuano inside. He lays it in.
Sloppy defense right there on the exchange. Good cut by Mark Montuano and an even better pass there by Ian Melencio.
5 points for the all-star of Bacoor na si Mark Montuano. 40-36. Now a zone being implemented by the Strikers. Ong onto Arong. Swing it over. Silvares will fire. Short. Rebound Ramirez. Shoving off his defender. They give it up. Jan Hamon. Too strong. Boy, that crowd of Bacoor is feeling it here in Nueva Ecija. Jerome Ong tapped away, but it ends up with Monbert Arong.
A lucky break there for Imus. That was good defense by Lester Reyes, blocking that shot. But Arong at the right place at the right time, getting the deuce.
Lead cut down to 2 here. RJ Ramirez onto Jan Hamon. Screen mula kay Lester Reyes. They go to Montuano. Try to the right. Foul from behind against Christian Garcia.
Gamble not paying off there para dito kay Christian Garcia, trying to tap that ball from behind Mark Montuano.
Balik dito, Rene Pacquiao, Jacob Galicia, AJ Coronel, and JR Galit. This has been an interesting pair as well, no, for Imus. Jacob Galicia and AJ Coronel, two very flexible and dynamic forwards.
Exactly, and they've been bringing in the numbers for Imus in this game. Let's see if they can continue that good play in the second half.
Melencio, no foul. Shot is too strong. Good effort by Galit, but there's a foul against Bacoor.
Improved defense for both squads coming into this second half. On Bacoor's side, they've been forcing a lot of outside shots, challenged ones at that on the part of the Imus City Bandera. While Bacoor has struggled trying to attack the basket because of the great help defense that Imus has shown.
To your point, the scoring has been getting lower and lower in this match. We started 24-19 after the first frame. Couple of turnovers here, back and forth. Should there be a reset? It is a shot clock violation. What a scramble that was.
I'd like to see the replay on that one. Close call right there by our officials. Coach Ren Cabrera is not happy with the way that transpired. He's arguing that the shot clock should have reset.
And he was jumping up and down at the sideline. Now Coach Ren will be called for a warning. 40-38 though, only a single possession ball game. Balik dito si Andretti Stevens. Here's Mark Montuano. Back to Andretti. Galit onto Ramirez. Oh, good fake. RJ Ramirez. What a beautiful move.
You know, that's something that kids growing up, trying to learn the sport, should really develop. Yung mga beginning moves. Great jab step right there by RJ Ramirez. Very simple yet very effective.
That's right. A lot of people take that move for granted. Got experto. No good. Again, the outside shooting has not gone Imus's way in this game.
They're playing the percentages here, but look at that. Just one jab fake right there. Getting the ball to the left, eluding Garix Puerto, all net on that jumper, RJ Ramirez.
Now RJ tries to barge his way through. He gets his own follow.
Up to 8 points right now. Ito si RJ Ramirez taking scoring honors for his team at this point of the match.
It looks like he's not feeling under the weather anymore. Itong si RJ Ramirez. 42-40. Coronel onto Pacquiao. Kick out. Again, the three-point shooting hasn't been working. Monbert Arong. That's too strong. Rebound Galit. The other end we go. Andretti. They go to JR. That's his range.
That's chemistry for you. Knowing where your teammate will be, knowing where he will be successful. Wide open on that right side. Itong si JR Galit. Time and time again, we've seen that, especially in the past few games.
I hope we can get his percentage all season long from the mid-range. But that might be wishful thinking. Just safe to say, he's been very efficient for Bacoor. 46-38.
Na-late nga ang Imus Bandera coming back into the second half because during their huddle, nireview pa nilang performance nila nung first half sa live stream. Sabi ni Coach, play with your strengths and stay consistent. I-counter at labanan ang binibigay ng Bacoor. Para kay Coach, reviewing their play is the most effective way for them to absorb dahil visual learners daw ang kanyang players. Back to you guys.
Grabe yung homework na ginawa ng Imus for today's ball game. They're going to need to apply what they have learned in those discussions because right now they're down by 8 points. Over halfway done in the third frame. Oh, steal. Andretti Stevens, one guy ahead. RJ Ramirez. He scores with the offhand.
Definitely not feeling under the weather, but I think more over the top in this game. Ito si RJ Ramirez getting it done from the perimeter, finishing on the break.
Lead is 10 points. That's the biggest in the ball game for Bacoor. Ramirez breakaway, another layup.
0 fast break points in the first half, but now just in the last minute, they have 4 points already in transition, all courtesy of RJ Ramirez.
12 points for RJ. Definitely one of the more entertaining players to watch here in the MPBL. Coronel, pass inside. There was a foul before it.
And they continue on the zone. Itong Bacoor City Strikers really daring the Imus City Bandera to shoot from the outside. There's the finish of RJ Ramirez, switching hands in midair to elude itong si Garix Puerto. And here is the second basket, getting away from Monbert Arong and breaking away for the 2 points.
See just how his body flies, though. Ganda ng forma ni RJ. 12 points and 4 rebounds for him. Rebound belongs to Pacquiao. Good block by Reyes. Oh, a swipe by Andretti Stevens. Left side, Galit. Oh, a sorry miss. The other end. Oh, there's a bump by Pacquiao. Stevens got hit hard. Pacquiao still has it. Oh, he glides in the air. This guy is really playing on another level. That time around, playing like a point guard for Imus.
Slow and steady, Rene Pacquiao. Nobody stopping the basketball. He just went all the way to the ring. But before that, Bacoor they have been giving Imus a dose of their own medicine in this third quarter because of that 2-3 zone. They have been going out on the break, getting those long rebounds.
This free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. You can hear the crowd of Bacoor. They're standing up. I mean, passionate as always. Itong mga dumadayo mula sa Cavite. You can wonder as well, no, they're feeling more motivated because they're going up against Imus today. Pacquiao making the free throw. Score is 50-39.
What a time for this matchup to come, no? It's not just the battle of two Caviteño teams. The stakes are also high in terms of playoff implications.
Right. Lester Reyes. That's his second three of the ball game.
We haven't seen him get the ball in the post, work against his defender and go up for that hook shot, but that three-point attempt has been very good for him in this game.
Javi, how about this 2-3 zone of Bacoor? Very
Impeccable.
effective.
Yeah.
On the other end, their outside shooting coming alive once more. Their big men even making threes. Lead is 14, the biggest in the ball game for the Strikers. Galicia, what a strong move inside.
Finally able to get something going, getting Galicia on that baseline.
Oh, that's a hard foul. Andretti Stevens met up top.
Andretti usually settles for setting up the offense, trying to locate his teammates, but in this game, he has been aggressive in attacking the hole and making opportunities for himself.
Remember, a lot of responsibility on the shoulders of Andretti Stevens as well with the loss of Eric Acuña in this game. It's him and Ian Melencio being shuffled as the point guards for Bacoor.
And it's funny to think that parang napaganda pa yung absence dito ni Eric Acuña because he is a great passer, one of the best passers that we have in the MPBL. Pero ang pumalit sa kanya ngayon yung role niya, si Ian Melencio at si Andretti Stevens. Ian obviously is a scoring point guard. Andretti is usually a pass first guy, but in this game, he has been very aggressive yun nga, in scoring the basketball.
Stevens will proceed to the line. First half, played 7 minutes. Itong si Andretti Stevens scored 4 points and grabbed 1 rebound. Made the first attempt. 54-41 now. Under 2.5 remaining in the third.
Definitely playing better than his performance against Pasig City. Scoreless in that game. 0 out of 3 from the field in 10-15 minutes.
Balik tayo, Rep Diputado. How can Imus break this zone? Again, the outside shooting hasn't been working. 0 3-pointers in today's ball game so far for the Bandera. Hook shot is short. Rebound, Montuano. And here's the Galit. They go to Reyes. Kick out. Ramirez. Oh, what a fake. He dribbles in. No good. Galit with the board. Ramirez having fun in this game. Fortunately, that's a turnover against him.
You know what makes... We haven't seen Leo Nahorda in this game.
Right. It's a good point. And that's their all-star. Nahorda had 9 points, 3 rebounds, and 6 assists in their previous outing. Galicia scoring inside.
They cannot just settle for those inside points. Right now that they're down by double digits, they also have to be able to hit from the outside. But the problem with Imus, when you look at the makeup of their roster, wala silang dead shot from the outside.
Stevens inside. Foul obtained by Lester Reyes. If I may just go back to your point, we haven't seen Leo Nahorda in this game and not much minutes as well, no? Para kay J. Mark Malyari.
Exactly. And J. Mark Malyari might just be their best shooter from the outside.
Very interesting rotation here. Not sure if Sam might be able to say something about it in her report later on. Right now, it's Lester Reyes at the line. 54-43. 1 minute and 9 remaining in the third.
And that's something that we definitely need to find out, because with the implications that this game holds, it's very weird to not have two of your best players on the floor, especially now that you're down by 12.
Reyes adding fuel to the fire. Balik tayo sa Imus. Coronel on the drive, bounce pass inside, it's tapped away. And the turnover completed by Bacoor. Ramirez looking for a teammate. Andretti Stevens. He hands it off to JR Galit. Balik kay RJ. 12 on the shot clock. Using the pick at the left. RJ Ramirez from downtown.
Alam mo, kung ako sa Bacoor, arkilahin ko na yung jeep na sinakyan nila kanina.
That might be their newest lucky charm. Here comes RJ Ramirez. Forward pass. Mark Montuano on the layup.
They are just playing beautifully here, the Bacoor City Strikers. No fast break points in the first half, but right now, nakarami na sila. Beautiful feed by Ramirez on that bounce pass, but what a shot from way out by Rev Diputado, their first three-point shot of the game.
And Diputado puts Imus just up to 10 points in this quarter. Bacoor has scored 23 big ones. You mentioned they're playing splendidly. What a swing in the third frame.
And that's all because of that guy right there on your screen, scoring baskets, finishing on the break, giving out dimes to his teammate Mark Montuano, running the floor beautifully to finish and extend the lead here for the Bacoor City Strikers, who are up by 15 points at the end of 3.
Next up here in Palayan City, the Jensen Warriors will look to go one step closer in securing that number 3 seed in the South Division against the Manila Stars. Then, of course, the Nueva Ecija Vanguards will be defending their home court against the Batangas City Embassy Chill in our main game. Abby, our quarter scoring.
Well, Imus trailing only Bacoor by 5 at the end of 1. They were able to outscore the Strikers by 3 in that second quarter, but the Strikers all the way dominated that third period by 13 points, 23-10, which is the reason why they're up by 15 now.
RJ Ramirez leading the way. We saw his numbers, 15 points in total. He only had 4 by halftime. And he, alongside his 4 teammates, Lester Reyes, Mark Montuano, Andretti Stevens, and JR Galit, remain at the floor. We mentioned that has been a trend for Bacoor. Whoever plays well, Coach Willie tends to not sit them. Hayaan niya sila maglaro.
Yeah, we've not seen Paulo Castro back. Rocky Isidre has also not been back, as well as John Hamon. Ian Melencio is also on the bench.
Even Mark Pangilinan, who was our player of the half. Coronel, no good. Rebound belongs to JR Galit. 61-47 here. Imus on the other end, they're playing with Alin Roncal, AJ Coronel, Rev Diputado, Rene Pacquiao, and Jacob Galicia. Again, we still haven't seen Leo Nahorda in this game, and only very limited minutes for J. Mark Malyari. Galicia on the drive. He backs it in.
Oh, that was a giveaway by Bacoor. Not really challenging that shot nito ni Jacob Galicia.
14 points for Jacob. Second leading scorer behind Rene Pacquiao for Imus. Montuano on the catch. They go to RJ. He has been red hot. That time it's short. Ramirez tracking down his own board, and he's able to save it to Montuano. Here he comes once again. Bounce pass inside. It's snapped away in favor of the Strikers.
Tried to get that pass in on a tight spot, but Tretty Stevens was actually open on that right wing.
Now Ian Melencio set to check back in to replace Andretti Stevens. Baseline inbound for Ian. He missed out in the previous game of Bacoor against Pasig. He needed some time to rest. Ramirez. Screen mula kay Reyes. Kick out. Melencio. Back to RJ at the corner. Fake. 2 dribbles. Beautiful block by Rene Pacquiao.
Great defense right there by Pacquiao, anticipating that shot by RJ Ramirez. But Ramirez has been relentless in this game. They'll need a lot more of that itong Imus.
Shot clock winding down. They had to force one up. Roncal on the other end. That's tapped away. Montuano recovers it. Bacoor still looking good here in the second half. Galit. Right to left, kicking it out. It ends up with Ramirez. Back to JR. We're looking for Ian Melencio. Shot clock reading 10. Screen mula kay Montuano. Ian still has it. 5 seconds to go. Melencio. Risky pass. Reyes. It's tapped away. 1 second on the shot clock.
That was good defense by Imus City, but I believe that possession was not good in terms of decision making for the Bacoor City Strikers. They tried to force the issue and go 1-on-1.
Melencio on the inbound. They go to Montuano. It's too strong. Had to fire one up. Galicia is down.
Looks to be cramps.
It happened in front of the Bacoor bench. Just beside Coach Aldrin Morante. This is not a good sign for Imus. Because as we mentioned, he is their second leading scorer, Jacob Galicia.
14 points already in this game para dito kay Jacob Galicia. Mukhang hindi cramps pala, no?
What could it be?
I think it's something on his backside. Could be his hamstring.
See what happened here. Did he get hit? He was already limping. We're gonna hear later on from Sam about it. Again, they're doing this without Leon Horda, almost without J. Mark Malyari as well, in a crucial game.
Malyari has only played 3 minutes and 33 seconds in this game and has been a non-factor in his time on the floor.
Now let's turn you over to Sam Coloso.
Thanks, Migs. Para sa Imus, Leon Horda thought he could play today, pero he rated the pain of his back spasms an 8 out of 10. Sabi naman ni J. Mark right now, he's struggling with pain dahil may tonsillitis daw siya. But just in case the team needs him, he's ready. Back to you guys.
Oh, there you go. So first of all, grabe naman yung sakripisyo ni J. Mark Malyari. Tonsillitis is not an easy thing to overcome. And then of course, Leon Horda, he is 40 years old, folks. We have to give him some breathing air here in the MPBL. He has been very loyal to Imus. Hasn't missed a game all season long. He surely deserved that all-star nod. But, you know, this could be his way of yung pagbuelo niya muli, no? Pabalik sa basketball court as they approach the playoffs. Again, Bacoor, with a win today, will be able to secure that number 7 seed. Imus will have to take good care of that number 8 seed because they're going to go up against Zamboanga in their next game. After that, against Muntinlupa, the very team that is creeping in to snatch that number 8 seed. Now there's a tech here against Imus, the second infraction of delaying a game, because remember, they were late coming out of halftime. So Montano will proceed to the line. By the way, J. Mark Malyari has been inserted back in He's battling tonsillitis, as reported by Sam Coloso.
I think Coach Ren Cabrera already trying to push the panic button here. With 7 minutes and 51 seconds remaining in this game, this is slowly slipping away from them. And if Bacoor continues their hot streak from the field, especially to si RJ Ramirez, this could very well be a victory for the Strikers.
And Rene Pacquiao has been neutralized as well in the second half, only scoring 2 points after putting in 15 in the first 2 quarters of play. There you go, they force him to another tough shot. Battle for the ball, it ends up with Imus. Shot clock expires for them, as Garcia was not aware of it.
And once again, that zone working wonders para sa Bacoor City Strikers. You mentioned Rene Pacquiao being neutralized. That's because of the zone defense nitong Bacoor. A lot of times during that first half, when Pacquiao went on that scoring rampage, he went one-on-one in the post area, facing up from the perimeter. Ngayon, nahihirapan na siya kasi when he receives the ball at that low block, there are already 2-3 defenders trying to converge on him as he goes for the shot.
And Bacoor just forced turnover number 11 for Imus in the previous play. Imus working with Arong, Silvares, Malyari, Garcia, and Pacquiao. As for Bacoor, they have Melencio, Reyes, Ramirez, Hamon, and Montuano. Garcia, pass inside. Silvares taking his time. That's another turnover. Number 12 against Imus.
The energy for Imus has also drastically gone down in the second half. We saw some flashes of it in the third quarter, but as we enter the final frame, they have been down. Their body language, mukhang yung mga balikat nakababa na eh.
And that began with a fast break scoring of RJ Ramirez in the third frame. Hamon breaking down the D behind the back of Montuano, spinning, fading, missing. Pacquiao with the board. Here's Malyari, one guy to beat. J. Marcus fouled.
That should have been a three-point play, but Malyari couldn't get a good control of the basketball as he went up for that layup.
The chase mula kay Ian Melencio, who is facing his former team here in the MPBL. Malyari at the line. This free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. We mentioned J. Mark Malyari battling tonsillitis. Remember, we're glad to have him back here in the MPBL after suffering a terrible ankle injury back in 2019. Took a couple of years for him to recover. He was supposed to play for the Manila Stars. He was part of the mid-season editions of Imus. Here's Lester Reyes against Pacquiao. He spins, he's fouled, and he will proceed to the line.
First time we're seeing Lester Reyes down low trying to work on his defender. But good result once again happening on that play. Has been a good game para sa kanya, hitting a couple of three-point shots already, this time going to the post. His bread and butter.
And it's such a good thing that he was able to return for Bacoor. He has been that starting center all season long for them. And remember, he's bringing in championship experience from San Juan.
Always good to have a player with championship experience on your squad. You need that guy that's going to push you to your limits and really make you realize what the sacrifices that are needed to be made in order to get to the next level. Sure, you may be a good team, but all good teams don't really become great.
Reyes becoming great with that pair of free throws. 64-50. 6 minutes and 7 remaining in this game. A much better second half for the Bacoor City Strikers after only being up by 2 at the half. Malyari is swinging over. Almost a turnover. Risky pass. Malyari tracks it down. J-Mar, good feed at the last second. And it's 2 points for AJ Coronel.
They need to quicken up the pace. They're settling too much on slowing down that basketball.
Melencio hands it over. Here's RJ Ramirez. They go to Hamon. Screen mula kay Destacamento. This time from Montuano. 8 on the shot clock. Hamon needs a teammate. They go to RJ. Down to 3 seconds. He's going to have to fire this one up. Ramirez for 3. Oh my goodness.
That's not going to count. That's not going to count. took an extra dribble.
Boy, if that counted,
That should have been on the highlight reel if that counted. Definitely. That was
Referee
going to
has
be 15, 16, 16, 17, 18 points para sa kanya.
referee, they're not gonna count it. Really is a shot clock violation for Bacoor. Now Ramirez will take this well-deserved. Oh no, it's Jan Hamon who will take the breather. Ramirez will continue to play.
Well, I don't think Coach Willie Generalao will take any chances here. He would leave his top gun of the game in this match to try and secure this victory. Remember, Bacoor has been through so many heartbreak losses in this season.
RJ looking ahead, does not give up the pass. Dashing through, kick out, Pangilinan for three. Short, rebound Ramirez. Almost tipped it in. And here comes Monbert Arong. They go to Pacquiao. Spin against two defenders. It has been a much tougher second half for Nene Pacquiao.
If that happened in the first half, after that drop step, Pacquiao would have had a clear look at the basket, but that time being met by another defender after that spin. Buti na lang nakakuha siya ng foul doon. He most badly needs points on the board right now.
JR Galit checking in for RJ Ramirez. Pacquiao 17, 12, and 3 his numbers after scoring 24, grabbing 9 boards, and dishing out 4 assists in their previous outing. His averages in the season, 8.5 points, 5.4 rebounds. (64-53). A little bit of a delay here. Daddy Stevens also set to check in. Pacquiao back at the line. 60% free throw shooting. Now it's over that. 7 out of 11 for him. Balik dito si Andretti Stevens for Ian Melencio. Sense of urgency here being felt by Imus full court defense. Pangilinan. They've been running this play a lot in this game. Couple of handoffs up top. Andretti Stevens got tripped.
And yet the defense of Imus has not been able to adjust to stop it. Weave play on top, and then on the third handoff, the ball handler attacks the defense. This time it was Andretti Stevens once again successful in his inside incursion.
Andretti at the line. First one is good.
Stevens only a 50% free throw shooter this season.
Second one for him. 6 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. 67% so far. Now it's 50%. So things have normalized para kay Andretti Stevens.
Pero talaga siyang tendency na di gamitin yung legs niya sa kanyang tira.
And he looks at us after that miss with a smile. Sorry, Andretti, we had to call you out on that one.
Magme-message yan mamaya.
Malyari making a 3-point shot. That's what he can do. Put in the points for you. 4 points so far for J-Mark.
And because of the 3-point shot, you can never count out any team. So this game still not in the books para dito sa Bacoor.
3-possession ball game. 65-57. JR Galit. Screen mula kay Destacamento. JR mid-range automatic.
I'm impressed with the trust that Coach Willie gives J.R. Garrett, but I'm even more impressed with the way that he is repaying that trust.
7 points. 6 of those have come from mid-range jump shots. Pass inside. Malyari giving it up to Monbert Arong.
That's a good play right there, but Imus cannot resort to just answering buckets here against Bacoor.
Pangilinan thought about it. Step back 3. In and out. Rebound. Look at the effort from JR Galit. Unfortunately, the ball will go to Imus.
That's a good stop there for Imus.
This 3-point shot is brought to you by Xtreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. J. Mark Malyari, we talked about his scoring ability for Imus. He mentioned a little bit of an emergency button here mula sa kanilang kupunan. They need him to try to maneuver this comeback for his squad. Here's J. Mark down the middle. Look at him create. Malyari, beautiful feed. And it's free throws for Pacquiao.
He had Coronel and Arong as options on that three-point line. Coronel was on the right corner. Arong was on the wing. But he decided to go for the higher percentage look. And that was Rene Pacquiao lurking on that right baseline.
Pacquiao will proceed to the line. Pangilinan sits down. Balik dito si RJ Ramirez. Working with Andretti Stevens, JR Galit, Mark Montuano, and Lester Reyes. Another end, Pacquiao is being joined by Christian Garcia, AJ Coronel, Monbert Arong, and J. Mark Malyari. Bacoor looking to secure that number 7 seed in the South Division. If they lose this, and Imus will continue to win their last games, they will be in the number 7 seed. But if Imus will lose this, and they will lose to Zamboanga, then that game against Muntinlupa might just be the game that could determine who will proceed to the playoffs in the MPBL. Take a short break, 67-61.
Once again, let's take a look at the South Division team standings, where Bacoor sits at number 7 right now and Imus is at number 8. And as we mentioned earlier, if Imus wins their remaining games, they will have a chance of going ahead of Bacoor and taking that number 7 spot. Meanwhile, if Bacoor wins this game, they will get to secure that number 7 spot in the playoffs, possibly a matchup against Batangas City Embassy Chill or the Zamboanga Families Brand Sardines.
Zamboanga taking that number 1 spot last night with a win over the Pampanga Giant Lanterns. Later today, the Batangas City Embassy Chill will challenge the undefeated Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards to try to reclaim that top seed in the South Division. A tall task ahead of them, but such an important game. Huge playoff implications today in Palayan City. Ramirez again showing us the moves, kicking it out. Andretti, that's short. Arong gets the board. They're only down by 6 here. Monbert Arong, he will proceed to the line.
3-on-2 break, disadvantage Imus, but Arong will force the issue and gets a foul. Good move there by Monbert.
We bring you this epic move of the game in partnership with OK Bet on the win. This happened in the first half. The up and under from Rene Pacquiao. I'm not sure if he also expected to make that layup, but he'll take it, those 2 points.
Jolens, kumbaga.
He tried it again, by the way, in the second half. Just didn't work. Folks, it's only a 5-point game. Imus, they've been cutting down this lead. Huge props to them.
Arong has really stepped up to the plate for them in this game. Already surpassing his average of 7 points per game.
J. Mark Malyari also having an immediate impact for Imus. Now, there is a charge against RJ Ramirez. Arong getting that one.
2 former FU Tamaraos matching up against each other. But that time, Arong getting the better of RJ, forcing him to commit that offensive foul. Great timing on that tap of the basketball from behind.
Coach Willie now feeding the sense of urgency. 16-6 the scoring in this quarter. Malyari stepping back. That's a big time 3.
Oh boy. That look you saw at Coach Willie's face continues right now on the sidelines.
Well, that's a risky steal. Arong just grabbing the ball out of the hands of Andretti Stevens. The referees are going to have to review this one. But you can feel the momentum swinging onto Imus's way. Step back three, putting Malyari up to 7 points in this game. He's doing this with tonsillitis, folks. And then here was that steal. Looks like Andretti got hit first. Better angle. Oh, there you go.
That's a foul on Monberg, definitely.
Andretti taking his time on the floor. Obviously, he got hit hard.
Para
Question
siyang
is,
uppercut dun eh.
oo nga. It is a blocking foul.
Oh, he violated the principle of the cylinder right there. So definitely that call will really be made. And RJ Ramirez and the rest of the Bacoor City Strikers in the midst of a close game once again.
You can feel the sense of urgency coming in. Mula kina RJ Ramirez, 67-65, 2 minutes and 20 remaining. The battle between the two teams from Cavite. Ramirez on the catch. They go to Montuano. That's a walk.
They love to run that play at time, finishing into a two-man game on the left wing. Kaya lang Montuano taking an extra step.
67-65. Imus with a chance to tie or get the lead. Malyari. Oh, that's almost a turnover. Imus able to recover. Shot block reads 10. Malyari against Melencio. J-Mark behind the back. Garcia for the lead. No good. Rebound Malyari. Boy, this guy stepped up big time in the fourth quarter. J-Mark Malyari.
He's the true epitome of spark plug right here off the bench. Para sa Imus City Bandera, usually the guy who plays a lot of minutes para sa kanila. Here he is.
Oh, that's a beautiful
good
cut.
play. Great baseline inbound play para dito sa Imus City Bandera. And that is just careless defense on the side of the Bacoor City Strikers, allowing a guy like J-Mark Malyari to get the ball up front. No help whatsoever. Melencio caught on his backside. And alam niya mali siya doon.
Malyari proceeds to the line. He has 7 points and 5 assists to his name. Oh, that's in and out for him. Again, he is playing with tonsillitis. Have you ever experienced or have you ever known anyone who has done that?
I don't think so, and I would never.
Kudos to this guy. He makes the second free throw. The lead is down to 1.
One of the best free throw shooters in the MPBL, splitting his charities 82.1% from the line this season. Ito si J-Mark Malyari.
Very high percentage. Just not a part of the top 10 because he hasn't attempted that many free throws. But surely very notable itong si J-Mark. Over 90 seconds to go. Bacoor up by just 1 point. They go to Galit. 7 on the shot clock. JR onto Melencio. 4 seconds remaining. Ian, oh, that's stripped away. Malyari with a steal. Monbert Arong reading the defense, but he turns it over.
Anxious moments for both squads right now.
Ian Melencio on the left side. Reyes trying to seal inside, and he gets the foul against Rene Pacquiao.
That was almost good ball denial at the post para dito kay Rene Pacquiao. But Lester Reyes, very persistent in trying to go for position on that right block.
4 fouls on Rene Pacquiao. He has to be very careful here. Statistically speaking, he has been the best player of Imus in today's ball game. They cannot afford to lose him. Baseline inbound. Galit, mid-range again. He puts it in.
Very reliable from that range. Caught the ball in rhythm, 1-2 step, went into the shot, fading away with a hand in his face. Let's see it right here. Late challenge there by Arong as Galit was already on the way up for the shot. And nothing but a bottom of the net. Once again, JR Galit responding to the call of his team as we head into this timeout. They're up by 3, 69-66.
One of the beauties of the MPBL is that it provides a big-time platform for these kinds of players. Unknown in the Philippines, and yet they're able to shine dito sa Liga ng Bawat Pilipino. JR Galit coming up in the clutch. Now he has 9 points.
And under the bright lights, he has also performed. Sabi nga natin kanina, it's incredible the trust given to him by Coach Willie, but what was even more impressive is the way that he has been repaying that trust. 8 points in the game. Sorry, that's 7 points in the game, 6 rebounds para kay JR Galit.
Malyari fading away. That's too strong. Rebound Galit. Bacoor will retain possession.
Still no need to play the foul game if you're Imus. You just need one stop here and then a make on the other end when you get the offensive possession.
Under a minute to go. They go back to RJ Ramirez. Being hounded by Monbert Arong. Dangerous defensive play right there mula kay J-Mark Malyari. Almost got the steal. Reyes spinning off the glass. No good. Rebound belongs to Garcia.
That's not the shot you want if you're Bacoor. Up by 3, you want an insurance basket. You should have went to one of your top guns, and that's not Lester Reyes.
Here's Pacquiao at the post. Shot clock reads 9. Pacquiao still has it. Double team. Almost scored. 12 seconds remaining here.
Now they have the foul, and that's going to be number 5 on Rene. There was a double, so for sure there was someone wide open on that offensive possession para dito sa Imus City Bandera.
So now it's Ian Milencio who will be tested at the line. Chance for him to seal this game and that number 7 seed in the South Division for the Bacoor City Strikers. And he's doing this against his former team, the Imus Bandera.
Ian Milencio has not yet attempted from the line in this game. So let's see if the jitters will get to him or if he has the nerves of steel to knock this down and seal the game. He does so on the first.
2 possession ball game now, 70-66. 10.9 seconds to go, and Imus will have to continue without Rene Pacquiao. Remember, there's also no Leo Nahorda because of back spasms in this game. Milencio makes 2 clutch free throws, and the Imus Bandera will be calling for time. This is the last timeout of Imus. Dalawa pa para sa Bacoor. With 10.9 seconds to go, Javi, where do you expect them to go?
Well, I'm hoping that they go for a play that is going to be designed to give J-Mark Malyari the basketball to create, maybe get a 3-point shot. But for me, whatever is the quickest shot available for Imus City, that is what they will take, whether it's a 2 or a 3. But syempre mas okay if you get a 3-point shot because you can cut it to just 2 points and then you have to foul right away kaya lang wala ka ng timeout. So this is a tough mountain to climb here in the last 10.9 seconds para sa Bandera. Nanganganib na ang pag-abot nila dun sa 7th spot.
And remember, the 3-point shot hasn't been the friend of Imus in today's ball game. They have struggled shooting from downtown for a total of 3 out of 19, only 15%. That was the bread and butter for Bacoor, especially in the first half where they made 5. They're now at 7 out of 22, 31%.
And remember, the first 3-point shot of Imus came at the tail end of the third quarter.
Buzzer beater for Red Diputado. Sideline inbound, Malyari working with Garek Puerto, Christian Garcia, AJ Coronel, and Monbert Arong. 10.9 seconds to go. Malyari will fire. That's too strong. That could be it. Foul given up here by Garek Puerto.
That's it. That's what we were expecting. A play set up para kay J. Mark Malyari. It was a decent look from 3. Just could not knock it down. Tried to fight tooth and nail to get back into this one.
How about another close game for Bacoor?
Oh yeah, but this time they end up on the upper hand. I'm sure Coach Willie Generalao very relieved at what happened here.
Biggest lead was 18 in this game for the Bacoor City Strikers. Slowly but surely, Imus able to crawl their way back in with the insertion of J. Mark Malyari even more. This guy, nothing short of amazing for Imus in the fourth frame, but because of heroics coming from J.R. Galit, Ian Melencio, and now free throws from Mark Mantuano, they have a chance to finally seal that number 7 seed in the South Division. 5 seconds remaining. 7-point lead. Malyari goes all the way for 2. And that will do it, folks. In the battle of the Caviteños, the two teams from Cavite, it is the Bacoor City Strikers victorious over the Imus Bandera. Almost a comeback from Imus, but great for Bacoor to hold their ground. And as we mentioned, they are now officially the number 7 seeded team in the South Division, awaiting either Batangas or Zamboanga. But our player of the game, brought to you by OK Bet, the official partner of the MPBL. With OK Bet, own the win, is RJ Ramirez.
What a way for him to perform in this game. It was si RJ Ramirez. He was the guy responsible for his team breaking away and establishing that huge lead. A lot of buckets, finishing on the fast break, dishing it off to his teammates. Just a great all-around performance para kay RJ Ramirez after missing that game against Pasig City.
Most of those numbers of RJ came in the third quarter. But of course, he was still key to holding the ground for Bacoor in the fourth frame. Now they're taking their time, taking some pictures here on the court as they have finally established that number 7